And welcome everybody. And in this class, we'll be discussing how to secure your golden years with a reliable retirement plan. How to secure your golden years with a reliable retirement plan. Please, you can drop your questions in the chat box. We'll come over it at the end of the class. We'll go over it. Now, how to secure your golden years with a reliable retirement plan. First, let's talk. What is retirement? What do you understand by retirement? At some point in our lives, we see our parents, our elderly ones have retired from their work, especially civil servants, people that are working for the government. You find out at some point they retired, as in they spent 35 years, or they are over 70 years, then they sit at home, they have to start sitting at home and they don't go to work again. In this case, it means they still continue to collect some pension, some salary for civil servants. What of those people that are not civil servants? They also retired. When they retire, they stayed at home. If you have not planned for your retirement, it means in retirement, you still start looking for what to feed on. You still start looking for, oh, how do I survive? How do I cope? But if you have planned your retirement, you'll be able to have something you can rely back on. For instance, what are the things that cause us to retire? The retirement is the action of leaving your job and ceasing to work. At the point that you are stopping to work, it could be caused by age. When you reach the retirement age, it could be caused by maybe you've reached a number of years of working. You've been working for 40 years, 35 years, and then you retire as a civil servant. For people that are not serving government, or you're not working with the government, you are working for yourself, but there's a point where you will be weak. You will not be able to do that work again. When you're in your 20s, your 30s, you're able to do a lot of things. You can lift heavy loads. You can run from one city to another. You can travel all over the world. But a point will come, you can't do all those hefty works again. So you can retire due to weakness. You can also retire due to sickness. So there are many things that can lead to you be retired, that can lead to retirement from your major work. And all these things, it means all these things, you have no power over them. And what you need to do is, you need to plan, okay, when I get to 70, 80 years and I'm not working again, what can I live on? Or when I get to, okay, I've started work this year, I've spent 35 years at my work, and in the next 35 years, after 35 years, what will I do? What will I live on? If you notice something, especially for civil servants that are working in government, they have pensions, but most times these pensions are not reliable. What I mean by reliability is that even after you finish serving the government and you expect them to pay you your bulk money or your monthly pensions, you find out a lot of people suffer before they get this fund. As in, it may not come regularly. Some people don't even get it to collect it. And there's a lot of issues with it. Out of this set of people that are working, that I listed here, sorry, I may be a bit fast, so you have to follow up with me, sorry. So out of this list of people, every single person have to retire. Every single soul will retire at one point or the other. So we have civil servants, we have footballers, we have celebrities, musicians, clergymen, doctors, lawyers, private workers. Every single soul, at one time or the other, will stop working. And at that point, when you stop working, you need to have planned something to live on. Let me give you an example. If you move around in Lagos, most places, you see elderly people by the roadside begging for something to eat, or they're by the roadside carrying plates and begging. You see some people having white hairs, and if you find out their story, you might be surprised that some of them have worked for government, they've been a footballer before, or some kind of celebrities, or some musician. So there are a lot of people that in their youthful age, they've really worked, but then maybe due to some circumstances or the other, maybe they did not plan well for the retirement, or they did not plan well for the retirement, or did not make good plans or anything. So you find yourself in some situation. But in this case, while you are here, we are putting you through, okay, there's some things you can do to plan for your retirement. Okay, what can I do? Okay, I start my job today. I resume work today. I need to start working. What can I do to start planning? You're a civil servant, you're a footballer, you are celebrities, or whoever you are. Like I said, for civil servants, they have pensions, but the pensions is still not reliable. Footballers, they don't even have any pensions. Most of them, you find out sometimes they will say, come and contribute. This footballer have served our country. I'll tell you one thing. When you see a celebrities, what we mean by celebrities are people that have been in the public eye that have been in the public eye. They've, at one point or the other, they've earned money. You now discover that these people, at a point in their life, they can't even afford to feed themselves. The next thing Nigerians will say, and he has served the country. Oh, no. When he was serving the country, or when he was playing ball, or when he was the celebrity, he was making money. But what plan did he have for himself or herself? What did they plan along for it? That's where most people make mistake. That you are serving the government, you're a footballer, you're a celebrity, you're a musician. That time you are making money, there's something you need to do. You are a farmer. That present time that you can work, there's something you need to do. You are a medical doctor, you are in any profession. You need to plan for your retirement. We don't do that much in Africa. In developed world, they have everything arranged for them. For instance, there's some taxes you'll be paying, and by the old age, you go to old age home where they'll be taking care of you because they've deduct some of the fund from your salary when you were working. But we don't have that system here, rather, or the system is not working. And this is where we come across coconut as retirement plan. Coconut as retirement plan, as in how you can plan coconut, as you can use the coconut as your retirement plan. This is what we're going to be discussing in this webinar. Now, there are three major things I'm going to briefly share with you. And there are three major things I'm going to briefly share with you. Number one, how to secure your golden year with coconut as retirement plan. How to earn in dollars selling your coconut fruits. How to start minting money with coconut plantation. These are the three things we are going to be discussing here. And the first one right here is how to secure your golden year with coconut as retirement plan. Here now I'm going to tell you, please, if you are not with your pen, please take a pen, take your pen, take your biro, take your pen, take your paper, and you need to be jotting down some things. Yes, you definitely need to be jotting down some things so that when we get to the question and answer period, you'll be able to ask questions. We'll give that grace for you to ask questions. Okay, now let's look at this. I'm just going to do some estimates here. Returns from an acre of coconuts. Let's say you have a coconut farm, a coconut plantation that has 100 trees per acre. Each tree brings you, let's say, between 100 to 250 fruits. And you are able to, if you have an 100 tree, okay, you have an 100 tree per acre. At fruiting period, each tree gives you 100 fruits. We are using 100 fruits. It means 100 tree multiplied by 100. It means you are going to be getting 10,000 fruits from an acre of coconut. And if you are able to sell for 500 naira per coconut fruits, it means you will be making about 5 million from 1 acre of coconut. Akika. You know, it's easy for me to calculate this money and spark your head. I can even tell you if you're selling at 1,000 naira, you make 10 million naira from an acre of coconut. But in this class, we are going to be going in-depthly. We're going to be breaking this down. We're going to be going in-depthly into the challenges, into things you need to prepare your mind. You see, I've started encouraging people to plant coconut for years. I realized something. I have a lot of videos that I give people, but I discover it's like the expectations. I did not tell them the step-by-steps of getting the actual result. So many people just feel, oh, I will just plant and leave it there, and then the money will start flowing. So in this class, that's why I said you need your pen and you need your paper so that you will be able to write. Now, let's ask ourselves, who are the people that are supposed to be in this class? Who, if you are in this class if you are in this class, you should be among this kind of people. Those who want to live a future good life. Newly married couple who want the best for their kids. You want to plan for your future. Civil servants that understand government pension is not reliable. People that owns land through inheritance, those lands in the village that you are allowing to waste away. People outside the country who want secure projects. Everyone looking to less stress, alternative income generation. Now you see there are a lot of people out that should be in this class. So if you are not among these people, you can easily just leave the class right now. But if you feel I'm talking to you, then you can stay and to the end of the webinar. Young graduate that has just started working and looking for future passive income. You see, those who are currently running their personal business to build a personal pension, everyone that wants to make money from farming, or everyone willing to join the wealthy farmers network in the future. You see, like I said, the purpose of this class is to plan for the future. You are not expecting you plan today, you make money tomorrow. No, it's not going to work here. You are planning for years to come. You know, sometimes you think, oh, it's too far. Why will in 3, 4, 5 years it's too far? But it is where you are that 4 years or 5 years will come and meet you, and you find out you've not done anything. So these are the people that should be in this class if you know you really want to take action. Before we go further into the class, before we start in-depthly, let me tell you, who am I and why should you listen to me? Who is this person that you are even listening to the class? Some of you are just coming here for the first time. You are just listening to one of my class. My name is Yinka Adeshola, a practicing practical farmer. I've been cultivating crop generally for the past 15 years, tomato, pepper, cucumbers, all types of crop. I work with export organizations, Colesipi, Avjan, and so many others. I started coconut planting challenge in 2022. I've encouraged several people, over 500 people planting coconut. And in my WhatsApp group, we have over 200 people, but we lost some contact and every other thing. So I've encouraged more than a lot of people planting coconut. And then there's requests for coconut home and abroad. And that is why I've had a lot of requests for people that want to buy coconut in tons, as in containers, not one or two. And that's what motivates me to start this class. It is exactly what motivates me to start the coconut planting challenge. And so far, if you followed me, I preach and I teach. I've gotten a lot of videos where I teach on what you can do to plant your coconut. I encourage a lot of people to do coconut because I know it's something you can use to earn passive income in the future. So that is what I do. Okay. Now, why coconut planting? Why did I choose coconut? And why are we going into coconut in the first place? Why coconut planting? Like I said, I will not be responding to messages, to anything here right now. I'm not going to. Until after the class, I'll create just some minutes for questions and answers. And please, in your process of writing, please, don't ask questions that I've dealt with here. Any questions I've attended to, I will not. Any questions I've explained, I'm not going to attend to it after the class. Okay. Now, why coconut? I asked, why did I choose coconut? Why am I planting coconut? You see, the demand for coconut is high. You see, many people say, where's the market safe? Why are you telling us to plant coconut? It's because you don't know the market. If you know the market, you will be amazed. Let me tell you one thing. Coconuts used to be plenty in Badagry before. Badagry, Lagos State used to be the major sole place for coconut. But at some point, there's no coconut in Badagry again. As I'm telling you right now, the coconut that we have in Badagry has been long years. And now they are not fruiting the way they are supposed to fruit again. So there's need to replace them. So presently, as I'm speaking with you now, we are importing coconuts into Nigeria from Ghana, from Benin Republic. I sell coconut seedlings to people in Togo, to people in Benin Republic that comes to buy coconut seedlings to plant. And then we go there and import the fruits. So coconut is highly, highly demanded. And the reason for the demand, why the rise in coconut demand is very effective against bacteria, virus, and fungi. I'm sure you are very surprised. Yes, coconuts as a value, coconut oil is very good for bacteria, virus, and fungi. So the use for it is high in chemical industries, in medical industries. Let me tell you something. When you know the uses of what you are planting, or when you know the uses of a product, that's when you can understand the demand, why the demand for that product. Now, it is used in making pesticides for crop. Yes. It is used in cosmetics. Part of the coconut used in cosmetics is used to control weight loss. It reduces blood pressure. Part of coconut value additions. So there is a lot of things, and that is why the demand for coconut is high. The value addition derivatives from coconut are used for so many things. They are even used for improved kidney health and so many things. So this is why the demand in coconut is extremely high. Sorry, if I'm being fast, you should drop it in the message box. I can read it, but if I'm not fast, we can continue like this. Okay? Okay. Sorry, I've jumped. Sorry. So I said, why cocoa? Oh, sorry, I've jumped. I was surprised. I like. Sorry, 2 minutes. Sorry, please, let me just adjust my. Okay. Okay, sorry, class. I apologize for that disruption. So let's go back to why coconut planting. I don't want to jump. I think I missed some of my. Okay, why? Okay, somebody said the tempo is all right for my. Okay, fine. So why coconut planting? I hope you can see my screen now. Sorry, I think I will use the screen like this. Why coconut planting? Coconut has many derivatives. Many derivatives, as in there are plenty things you can get out of coconut, and I'm briefly going to go over them. I hope you can see my screen. I'm going to briefly go over so many of these derivatives of coconut. Now, for instance, there's coconut water, there's coconut milk, there's coconut oil, and there's coconut shell. I'm not enjoying this screen. Okay, so there's coconut water, there's coconut milk, there's coconut oil, and there's coconut shell. So there are so many derivatives from coconut. That's why we choose coconut to plant, because anything that has many uses, that's where the demand will be plenty. So I'm going to be going over all the uses of these these things. So for the coconut, I've explained this, but I will repeat it again. In coconut, you can use it for the coconut oil, the uses of coconut oil. It is very effective against bacteria, virus, and fungi. It's used in making pesticide for crop. It's used in cosmetics for spot removal, help control weight loss, reduce blood sugar, improve kidneys, and so many things. That is why there are plenty demand of it. And then coconut water. Coconut water is the water that comes out of coconut. It is used for boosting immunity, aid weight management. It's used for athletics. They use it to replenish their energy when they finish running. It's a source of electrolyte, and it's used for skin and hair health. I'm briefly going over this so that you understand why the demand for coconut is much. So this is coconut water. You can see this coconut water packaged for the market. This is how they package and sell it in some places. And then coconut milk. It is extracted from grated pulp of coconut. It's replacement for dairy milk. It's creamy texture and sweetness. It's used in many delicacies. So this is part of things you can get from coconut. And this is coconut milk. You can see it's packaged. It's packaged differently and it's sold outside too. So you can get it to buy. So these are valuable things you can get from coconut. I'm sharing this so that you can understand why there's huge market for coconut. Okay. And now coconut oil. It is extracted from coconut, solid at room temperature. It's rich in medium chain fatty acid, used in cosmetics, hair, and beauty products, used in making soap, detergents, and oral health, immune system. Is very, very good. This is coconut oil too. So the reason we are going, this is coconut oil package. I'm sure currently a liter of coconut oil is about 12 or 15,000. That's a liter of coconut oil. We are not going to coconut value addition because I want to show you how you can make money from planting coconut, just from planting alone, not even talking about the value addition first. So I want to talk about the planting alone first. So now, coconut shell. It is hard protective layer of the coconut. It is burned for cooking. It is processed to activated carbon. Its purification is used for purification of air, water, and even purification of gold. You can see, and it's used to create bowls, cups, plates, etc., and so many other things. That is the uses of coconut shell. And this is examples of coconut uses of the shell. You can see to make charcoal, beauty and cosmetics, musical instruments, animal beddings, furniture, teeth whitening. So this is coconut shell, the hard part of the coconut. That is the coconut shell. And coconut husk. See, I'm not staying longer on this because I want you to see where, I'm just showing you the various things you can get from coconut. It's coconut husk. That's the soft back of the coconut. It is used for coir production, for erosion control, for making sack, door mat. It is used for making rope, mattress, mat, rope, upholstery. It is used for fishing net, ties, installations. So I'm sure all these ones I'm showing you will convince you. This is the coconut husk. Here in Nigeria, we burn this and use it to cook. But you can see it's used for so many things. But here we burn them and use it to cook. As in, we just burn them away. So you see all these things, and we also use coconut husk we use coconut husk for cooking. Like, you know, outside the country, they don't really have firewood or whatever the way we have firewood. So it is all this coconut husk that they package that sell to them, and their export products. I know coconut pits. We use cocoa pits in greenhouse, in buildings, in greenhouse. This is cocoa pits where they are using it to. This is cocoa pits where they are using it to plant. I even have at home. We import cocoa pits. So these are things you can derive from coconut, and you can see now there are various. This is coconut to use to make mats, ropes, and everything. So there are plenty things you can derive from coconuts, and that is why the demand. This is also coconut used in making bag, sacks. You can see the rope bags and everything. So there are a lot of things you can get from coconut. That is why the demand is much. Now we are going into the class proper. We want to talk about the different varieties of coconut. Different varieties of coconut. Actually, before we go into the different varieties of coconut, let's talk about the coconut itself. Coconuts are commonly found around beaches. If you've gone to beaches and whatever, and you see, if you notice something, beaches are found around tropical region. When we say tropical region, areas that have sunlight, because a lot of people keep asking, can I plant this in Nigeria? Can I plant this in my area? Can I plant this in my area? We're going to answer that in this class. Coconuts are found in tropical areas. So they are commonly found around beach. They are very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. They can use to be there. They are used to decorate the houses. You can use it to decorate your house. You can use them as your fence. You can use them for so many things. And they bear plenty fruits. I just want us to understand the coconut. The coconut belong to palm family. You've heard of oil palm. You've heard of dates and so many things. They belong to palm family. So, and they found all over the world, tropical and subtropical ecosystem. So coconut can grow anywhere that there is tropical area ecosystem. And most part of Nigeria is tropical area. Most part of Nigeria is tropical area. So coconut can grow in most parts of Nigeria. Please note that. Now look at the beach. You can see most times when you go to the beach, you see palm around it. Most times you find it is coconut. One, they love water. Coconut loves water. They love the water area, and so they are found near where there's water. And this is where you need water if you must plant. They are found where there's water, and they also love sun. They must have 7 to 8 hours sun. So the most places where you cannot plant coconut are temperate region, where there's always cold weather. But where there's tropical area, coconut can grow in tropical area where there's hot sun. So coconut can grow in almost all areas of Nigeria. Now let's go. The only place I'm suspecting it may not do well is Jos area, where there's some places that are cold in Jos. Yes, and some people are even trying it out there. Now, let's talk of coconut varieties. There are plenty types of coconut, but the most outstanding varieties are the dwarf or tall varieties. Your coconut could be either dwarf or could be either tall, as in it could be dwarf or it could be tall. Dwarf means short. It is short or it is tall varieties. So now you can now have different color of the dwarf, different colors of the tall, but most classes, we put it as 2 major varieties of coconut. Now, the tall coconut, they can grow as high as 25 to 30 meters. They can grow as high as 25 to 30 meters. They are fruit bearing. When the tall coconut, they start bearing fruit between 5 to 6 years of not when you start growing them, between 5 to 6 years. They are disease resistant. They can grow in wide range of soil. They can grow in wide range of soil. And then the dwarf coconut, they go between 5 to 7 meters. They can grow more than this. They can build up to 10 meters. I will not lie to you. They start bearing fruit 3 to 5 years. The dwarf start bearing fruit faster than the tall one. They also have some disease resistance, and they can grow in wide range of soil. Some people are already asking me if I will give them material. The fact that I give you free class, you should thank me for that. Please don't ask me for any extra thing again. Giving you extra free webinar is even enough. So you should please thank me for that first. Now, I try to bring this old picture for you to see. You can see the tall ones of the trees and then the dwarf. So there are only a few dwarfs one. You know, there's something about agriculture generally that I will let you understand. Development comes all the time. Things keep changing, as in they are still trying. No, it's only in Nigeria that we don't do research. Nobody is really reproducing or producing anything or researching anything. But in developed world, they keep finding shorter alternative, faster alternative, the one that will fruit more, the one that will have better fruits, the one that will grow faster. So there's always development. So there's always development. So you can see different types of coconuts. Now, how coconut earn in dollars? How coconut earn in dollars? I told you this class, I'm going to put you through how you can earn money and how you can plant and even cost of planting to some extent. There's some breakdown I'm going to do. That's why I'm a bit fat. I love my slides to be about 75, but unfortunately in this class, I think I have almost 100 and something slides. And that's why it looks like I'm a bit fast so that I won't take much of everybody's time, okay? Now, how coconut earn in dollars? Now, where's coconut earn in dollars? You can selling and export of coconuts, value-added products, coconut farm investment, transportation and distribution. I'm going to be taking them one. Now, selling and export of coconut. You know, like I said earlier, Badagry used to be the powerhouse of coconut. But right now, as I'm speaking, you can ask people that are living in Badagry now. They don't even have that coconut anymore. You know, something about us is this. The coconut in Badagry, most of them in those days, they grow by themselves because, you know, Badagry has this beach water and everything. Coconut are mostly found. Remember, coconut are mostly found near water areas. So they love water. They can grow if you give them enough water. That's why when people ask me, hey, can I plant without irrigation? I will just tell you, you are joking. If you are planting old breeds, that, okay, you don't mind them staying till 10 years before they start fruiting, then fine. When you plant them, rain-fed, they grow small. When there's no rain, they die small. When rain come again, they grow small. So that is how, but you don't expect them to fruit. You don't expect them to produce fruit for you immediately. No, you don't. Now, you don't. So Badagry used to be the powerhouse of coconut before. But now there's no powerhouse of coconut again. The old coconuts are now old. They need replacement. The same thing that is happening to Badagry coconut is happening to all the coconuts in Thailand, Russia, Thailand, Philippines, and every other places, because their coconuts are already old. So they are already replacing theirs. But in Nigeria, we are not replacing ours. Instead, we are importing. Even the processing companies that are using coconut oil, that are using coconut value, imagine cocoa pits. We are importing cocoa pits and we are burning the shafts. We burn the shaft while we are importing the same shafts we are burning, we are importing it. We import ropes, we import so many things that are produced from coconut, yet we are burning ours, as in we don't even know the uses. Charcoal, and briquette charcoal are exportable products. We burn our shell, we don't use it for anything. So before, like I said, Badagry used to be the powerhouse of coconut, but not anymore, because the old coconuts are now old. They are not, you see, when you plant your coconut, at some years to be increasing in fruiting, to be increasing and increasing. When it gets to its peak, it will count, instead of maybe it start giving you 20, 50, 100, 120, next year 150, you know, it gets to a point, maybe it's giving you 200, 250, or even more than that. It will get to its peak period where it cannot go beyond that again. Then it will start coming down. You that you have been harvesting 250 before, it will come to 200, it will come to 100, it will come to 120. It will not even give, you understand? So there's a, look at you as an human being. There was a time you were a toddler, you were crawling and they were pampering you. You get to a stage you can do things for yourself. You get old again and you start losing some weakness, some capability, you can't do some things again. So the same thing with our coconut trees and everything. It gets to its peak and then start sliding down again. So most of the trees in Badagry or whereas we have the coconut are already losing they've reached their peak. and they are now slowing down their productions. And that is why most you find out maybe about 5 years ago or 6 years ago, you are buying coconut 100 naira, 200 naira, coconut fruit. I'm not sure you can ever get that in the market again. You cannot get coconut 200, 300, Ibo 15 naira. Where do you want to get it? So you either start from 500. 500 is a small coconut. 500, 1,000, 1,000, 1,215. The same thing. So you can see the logic. But within these years for coconut, they will have spent about 30, 40, 50 years before they reach. Within this period, they go to peak and then start coming down again. So now, selling and export of coconut, we don't have the coconut to export in Nigeria. Rather, we are importing. We don't have the coconut to export again. We are importing. Even the one we eat, we are importing. And then not to talk of the factories we use. Go and ask people producing coconut oil. Go and ask, find out around you. You find that coconut is now expensive. And the people that are buying it, they wait for imports. Trailers loads of coconut come into Nigeria every day. Then collation for industry or export. There's one thing I always do, I always say in Nigeria. You see, we don't work together. And because we don't work together, it makes a lot of things difficult. It makes a lot of things difficult. For instance, if I'm deciding personally on my own, I'm planting coconut on my farm. And now I look at it, even if I'm planting 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acre, 4 acre, when will I get enough to be able to export? Or when will I get enough to be able to collate with other, and when will I get enough to supply company? It will take me a longer time. But let's assume you, each one of us, you are in your location, you are in your location. You plant 1 acre, each one of us, 1,000 of us plant 1 acre. It's easy for us to come together and say, oh, I harvested 100, and each one of us harvests 100 fruits. Then we collate, and then we negotiate and sell or export. The same thing again, when we harvest the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we collate and export again. We know it's easy that way than individual just struggling and struggling. I don't want my neighbor to know what I'm doing. I don't want my friends to know what I'm doing. Even you find out that your neighbor in your compound too is trying to do what he's trying to plant something somewhere. He's also covering it with his hand or whatever. Hoping you will not get to know. Or so these are one of the challenges we faced, not only in coconut planting, in many things, especially in agriculture. Because like this one of collation for industry or export, I work for a lot of organizations where they have this interest. Sorry, I've not gone to the planting of coconuts. We are getting there. They have a lot of interest in buying things from African countries. For instance, all these things, uses of coconut we mentioned, majority of the uses of the value addition, the coconut briquettes, the coconut they are exports. They are using it outside the country. But they cannot grow this coconut because they have temperate region, as in they have cold weather. Their cold weather cannot grow these things. So they are looking to Africa. I know a company, I know an organization, COLI, ACP, now COLI Aid. COLEAD. You can Google them. So COLEAD comes to go to every African countries, including Nigeria, to look for where they can get farmers clusters, as in farmers in group that are planting the same thing. Not that, okay, I'm planting tomato here, you are planting coconut, this one is planting cocoa, that one is planting this. They look at, okay, if they want to export, if they want to certify you, if they want to work with you, what is the quantity you have to supply? You don't have anything. So they come several times, they've been in Nigeria, and we couldn't meet up. We don't even have anything to give them, to be candid with you. And meanwhile, everybody will be shouting, there's no market. Where will I sell? Where will I do this? Whereas the people that even have the market are looking for us. They are looking for us, and they are looking to buy from us. So this is where the collation for industry or export come in. There are organizations that need these things. And the other advantage of coconut is that it's not a perishable thing. When you plant, it's not like the other crop. Like, for instance, if you plant oranges, you harvest your orange. If you don't have where you are selling it or processing, the market women, as usual now, they will price it down. Maybe you harvest plenty orange. If you plant 1 acre of orange, I can bet it with you in Nigeria. If you plant 1 acre of orange, at harvesting, you'll be selling at a huge loss. Why? Because it's highly perishable. Immediately you harvest it, you need to sell it. And because the market women already, the middlemen, the whatever, whoever is buying from you, they already know the the value, it starts getting spoiled the moment you harvest it, so they price low. The same thing happens to most of the perishable crops that you plant. So this is one of the reasons I specifically choose coconut. It's not something you harvest today and you must sell it today. No, that's why you could get coconut in the market 1,000, 1,500. Do you know how many weeks or months they've harvested and it's still moving around? Do you know how many weeks or whatever they harvest it and it's still moving around? So these are the things I considered before choosing coconut, before I started the coconut cluster and say, okay, this is something, if you are in your places, you are in your location, you can easily send it across to Lagos, across to anywhere, and wherever it is, wherever you send it to or wherever it is, can be easily collated. This is one of the characteristics you consider when you are collating things for exports. Now, the cluster, the benefit of clusters and collations, you plant in your location. You be in the cluster, you plant in your location. I don't need to plant for you. You don't need to give me money to plant. I'm not planting for you. You plant yourself in your location. You source for your land. You'll be seeing your coconut every day. You wake up, you go to your farm yourself. You do everything yourself. The only thing is that we are in a group. Okay, you're already in a WhatsApp group together. You have challenges, you bring your challenges there. You have issues, you bring your issues there. And then you collect to supply. Okay, my own is fruiting. Do you know something? I'll tell you a story. If you are, by the time you start planting your coconut and it's time to supply, do you know you'll be the one to disappoint? Because you find out you can easily get markets around you. And that's why I encourage you to plant. I also encourage you to increase your planting every day. As in, okay, maybe this year you plant 50. Next year you plant another 50. Upper year you plant another, so that even when you are selling to your neighbors, if you still want to export, to join the cluster, you will still be able to join the cluster. If you're in the cluster and you decide, okay, I'm not giving you my coconut, you know nobody's quarreling with you. I'm just glad that, okay, you've started. And maybe when I need bulk, I can come and beg you, okay, I beg now, sell for me too now, if we are members now. These are the things, these are the encouragement I give people. So sell in your area if you have market to sell. You can join to collect for export. You learn and ask questions in the group when you are in a cluster group. I'm not the main leader of the group. I created the group, but there are people that are better off with coconut understanding than me. There are people that have been planting even before I started my own. So you see, you learn from each other. That is my mindset. And that's the mindset of people that really want to go far. In Africa, we want to go solo. And when you want to go solo, you meet a lot of challenges on your way. But when you are going in groups, let me tell you something. In my group now, when somebody plants and says, this is my coconut, some people are there that maybe they didn't even take care of their coconut and their coconut are having challenges or issues. By the time they see somebody, okay, I want to replant. I know a lot of people that will send me messages and say, madam, that coconut I bought from you, they didn't do well. Only 10 survive. Only Kini can survive, but I want to replant. They are able to have that mentality because somebody else is posting and say, look, my own is growing, my own is coming to this. But if it were to be only them that plant maybe that 20 or 30, they will never replant it again. That will be the end of that coconut. But you are in that group, you are seeing, somebody's own is now 50 and the 50 are growing very well. It means, I can also replant my own. Let me, I get those kind of messages from my group. I'm just sharing this with you to know the essence of cluster. It may not even be on coconut. It may be on something else in your area. But it's just that I love the coconut because I told you the advantages it has. Then you learn and ask questions. Then you also network with people in your area. You understand? Nigeria is not the biggest place we cannot meet each other. If you're in Port Harcourt, you network with people close to your area, Aba, whatever. If you're in Oyo State, you network with people in Ibadan or whatever. Okay, you're in my group, you're in my area, let's talk. I do that with my academy. I mix up everybody so that we can relate and say, okay, I'm looking for tractor in my area. And somebody in your area can point it out. Not me. I'm in an interior village. I may not be of help in such issues. So these are the power of cluster. Now, benefit of working in cluster, I've said it, learning from others, pull each other along, have volume to supply, negotiate together, have somewhere to run to when there's challenge. You know that somebody is already there that is doing the same thing I'm doing, so I can easily run to this person and ask questions. I can easily meet a network of people that are doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay, now how to start minting money with coconut plantation. I told you this is a class. that you will really enjoy. Please let me see in the chat box if you are really going with me. Let me see your comments. Am I too fast? Are you enjoying the class? I hope I'm not. Just let me see. I'm going to wait 2 minutes for the comments to drop. Okay, 2 minutes is even too much because we want to hurry up. So please, I'm waiting for the chat box. If there's no message, then we just close the class. It means since I'm talking to myself. Okay, good. More blessing. Awesome. Enjoying the class. Thumbs up. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Okay, love. Thank you. So we're getting back to class again. Good, good, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So now we get back to class again. So now I showed you, I said, oh, my class have jumped again. No, sorry. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just trying to. Okay, fine. Okay, good. I said how to start minting money with coconut plantation. How to start minting money with coconut plantation. Good, 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 good. Thank you. Okay, you're learning. Fine. So how to start minting money with coconut plantation. Now, this is a coconut plantation. This is not my farm. I'm going to be sincere. This is a picture that I picked. This is not my farm. Though I'm arranging and I want my farm to be like this, but this is not my farm. But these are coconut plantation I pick. And now to mint money, you must work something out to mint money. You can't just start, let's say we want to print money. If I want to print money, I must buy a printer. I must not have a design of the money I want to print. I'm just saying those ones literally. I must have the design of the money I want to print. I must just have some things, you need to put one or two things together or three things that will give you something. So now we are going to discuss requirements for planting an acre. We're going to be discussing planting now. We've been talking about to make money, how to sell it. How we can only sell when we produce. If we don't produce, we cannot sell. So it's what we produce that we sell. And that's why we need to talk also, how do we produce? Now, I want to sell 100 coconut. I want to sell 10,000 coconut. How do I produce this coconut? Okay, so like I said, if you unmute yourself, I'm going to remove you from the class. I said it before I start this class. If you unmute yourself, I'm going to remove you completely from the class. And I'm seeing someone already, and I'm going to remove him. Okay, remove. So guys, I said, please don't unmute yourself. I'll just remove somebody now. I'm being serious. Nobody will disturb my class. If you unmute yourself, I'm going to remove you from the class. I know people are like that. They will not hear. So please don't unmute yourself. Just, okay. Now, requirements for planting. Requirements for planting an acre. I told you need a pen and your biro. Requirements for planting an acre. Now, first, let's define an acre and hectare. Let's first know the land size. It's really funny that a lot of people want to plant. A lot of people are farmers, but they don't even know the actual size of an acre, a plot, or an hectare. It's really very saddening. Then how do you calculate? How do you know the number of things you need to put on the land? How do you know the quantity of things you need to use? It's like you want to cook, you want to prepare pounded yam for 5 people, but you don't even know, you want to prepare food, but you don't know the number of people you want to prepare the food for. So how will you know the quantity you want to use? So there's need to know your plot, your acre, your hectare. So we're going to briefly talk about this before we go to that. Now, plot measurement. Plot is usually measured in feet. And I'm going to be sincere with you if you are with me in this class that I don't I'm going to be sincere with you. I don't know sizes of plot. I'm not too good at sizes of plot. Many people will come. I have 100 by kinikam plots. How many coconut will I plant there? I just give them the same answer. I'm being sincere with you because I don't want to start calculating how many. If you go to, this is Oyo State. I'm in Oyo State. If you come to my Oyo State, go to one local government, move from one village to the other, you find out that their measurement of plots are different. Go to your state, wherever you are in Abia State, you are in Kogi State, you are in Oyo State. Go to your state and start finding out. From village to village, we have different measurement of plots. So if we have different measurement of plots, how then do you want somebody to be able to help you calculate your plot of land? So the first thing you need to learn, please, I'm not teaching you that, is to convert your plot of land into acre or hectare. If you don't know how to convert it, please don't even attempt farming. I'm sorry, I'm not too good at that. I get a lot of that question. So please, it's either if you are buying a land for building, residential building, yes, it's good for you to calculate plots. They know how to calculate it. But for farmland, we don't calculate in plots. Most times we calculate in acre and hectare. So now they measure plot in feet. As I'm speaking with you right here, I don't know measurement in feet. I'm not good. I don't know it. It varies from location to location. It's now the standard measurement of plots is 18 meter by 36 meter or 60 feet by 120 feet. And this standard is where we approximately said 1/6 of an acre. That is, you get 6 plots in an acre. That is, if your plot is exactly this measurement. If anything is different, if your plot is different by slightly, some of you regard 100 feet by 120 or 100 kinikan, then you cannot get 6 plots in an acre. If your plot feet is different from 60 feet by 120 feet measurement, forget it, you cannot get 6 plots in an acre. So please, I don't know how to do this. I'm not teaching you this because I don't even know myself. I make sure there are things I don't want to know because we don't calculate in plot on the farm, we calculate in acre. So we just say approximately 6 acre and 6 plots make 1 acre. Okay? Now, look at it again. I'm just using this one to show you 1/6 of an acre is a plot. So it's now it depends. That is if your plot is exactly what I put there. So if your plot is not exactly as in is 100 by kinikon by whatever, you learn how to convert it to acre, please. Now, an acre is roughly a size of football field. This is where you see an acre we calculate in square meters. Square meter means 40 on this side multiplied by 100 on this side give you 4,000 meter. Or if you say 20 on this side multiplied by 200 on this side give you 4,000 meter. It means anything you multiply length and breadth to get 4,000 square, it becomes 4,000 square meter. Length is a meter, breadth is also a meter. So by the time you multiply the two, it becomes squared, double meters. So you must get 4,000. That's if you multiply 50 meter by 80 meter, it is 4,000 square meter. That's 1 acre. So it could be 50 by 80, it could be 100 by 40, it could be, you understand, anything you multiply that way to get 4,000 square meters give you 1 acre. And an acre, like I told you already, we said is 6 plots. That's why I put approximately. So if you have the standard plot, you can get 6 you can get 6 of it in an acre. Now, I just use this one to show again. You can see these are the sizes. 4,000 meters squared. We approximate it for an acre. I'm slowing down again to see if people are joining me in the class, if people are following me in the class. Now, an hectare. I tried to show you an hectare here. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Where is this? Okay, so now we are on an hectare. Hectare is unit of an area, just like area is unit of an area. Unit of an area. It is 10,000 square meter. Now remember, we said acre is 4,000 square meter. So 10,000 square meter means 2.5 of an acre. It's actually 2.47, but we approximate it and said it's 2.5 of an acre. 2.5 of an acre. So now, if you are going to talk of plots, you are going to get 15 plots in 1 acre. You know, 6 plus 6 plus 3. That's 15 plots. So please, if you don't know this, if you have your phone, go to Play Store. If you have your phone, go to Play Store. Look for something called distance and area measurements. Distance and area measurement. Then download it onto your phone and you can use it to when you hold it and walk around your farm, it will give you the size of your farm. You can check in acre, you can check in hectare, you cannot check in plots. You can check in feet, you can check in meters. There's no plot checking there. Distance and area measurement. Yes, I have it on my phone. So even if your farm is big, you can go on a motorcycle or you can walk around your farm. It will give you the shape of your land and the exact size of your farm. I tried to put a picture here again for, you see, 100 meter by 100 meter, give you 10,000 square meter, give you 1 hectare. And this is a comparison again, acre, hectare. You can see you can get one of these, you get 1, you get 2, and then the half. I'm just illustrating. I love illustrating, don't mind me. I just said distance and area. Distance and area, that's the name of the app. Distance and area measurement, distance and area. Now, I said requirements for planting an acre. You know, I said it. Now, whatever calculations I'm going to give you here, we don't stay in the same area. There's some things that will change. So I'm not giving you a static answer. I'm giving you a relative, something approximately, something near. In your area, it could be less. In my area, it could be more. So don't take it as a fixed standard. Don't take whatever I'm giving you as a fixed standard, please. Don't take it as a fixed standard. Some of you sending me WhatsApp message telling me you cannot join the class. How is that my problem, for Christ's sake? Now, look at this. Requirements for planting an acre. Now, I just bring out this. There could be some others we remember. But, you know, when preparing the notes, there are things we need to bring out. And that's why I brought out to this. Now, land purchase, land preparation, digging of planting holes, seedlings for an acre, water source, irrigation, power source of water, manure use, weed control, pest control, labor costs. Now, there's something I will do. Now, this thing, when you are farming, there's something we call fixed costs. And there's some things we call recurring costs. Remember these things I told you. Before I go into my fixed costs. Now, this list I gave you, there's still some, you might still get some to add. Note, I always tell people that when you are going to farm, and a consultant, I'm not a consultant, I'm a farmer. But when consultant give you those lists and put money, please still understand that when you get to farm, there might be some things. Even consultant cannot give you a very good detailed list as I give you here. I could give you this because this is something I've experienced before. This is something I do daily. This is something I've done. That's why I could even think about this. For instance, when you buy your land, you need to prepare the land as in removing trees, making it to clear. Then if you are planting coconut, you need to dig hole for those coconut. You dig one hole for each coconut. Then you need to consider the seedlings you will plant in those holes. Then you need to consider your water source. Water is very important. You need to consider your irrigation. You need my first experience on the farm, I'll briefly share with you. When they told us we need irrigation, I just told my group, I said, there's plenty water in a dam in Agua Modu. And everybody agreed, and we go there to set up a farm. It is when we got to the farm, yes, this is water, and this is the land. But how do we carry the water? How do we take the water from the source to the farm? Are we going to be fetching it by head? Are we going to be using jerry can to fetch it? Are we going to be, we never thought of that. I hope you get what I'm saying. So it's because I've experienced it that I could remember you need irrigation setup. You need power source. If you put borehole on your farm, you still need power, as in electricity or generator or whatever, to get water to that farm. And if you are using dam or river, you still need a pumping machine that will use fuel to get water to the farm. Now, you need manure, you need weed control, pest control, labor cost, and so many things. Like I told you, there's a lot we still not remember. So please, this is not the end of all. This is me just guiding you. This is me giving you to know what you will meet when you get to the farm. These are very basic things you will meet when you get to the farm. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, somebody says Zoom. Once it gets to 100 participants, they can't join. sorry. Okay. So don't worry, they will watch the video. Next time they quickly get to class. Now, so these things are not really fixed. Now, for these things I've shown you, they are going to be fixed costs and recurring costs. Oh, why did I come out? They are going to be fixed costs and recurring costs. So we are first going to be dealing with the fixed costs. And I just wanted to have an idea of how these things work. Now, for fixed costs, land purchase, land preparation, digging of planting holes, coconut seedlings, water source, irrigation setup, fencing the farm, fixed costs. What I mean by my fixed costs, sorry, sometimes I may use, I'm not a consultant, I'm a farmer. So I just developed some terms, some things for myself to use. For land purchase now, when you are buying the land, whatever cost you used to buy the land, you are paying once. It's not that every year they will still be asking you to be paying for land. So what I mean by my own fixed cost is that whatever it means, whatever you are paying for the land, as in whatever you are paying for the land is something you pay once and forget about it. Land preparation is once and you forget about it. Digging of planting holes is once, you forget about it. Coconut seedlings, you buy once and forget. Water source, once. If you are digging boreholes or whatever, you do it once, you pay for it once. Irrigation setup is once. Fencing of the farm is once. I'm sure you are surprised about putting fencing of the farm. It is very important, and I will explain when we get into that part. Now, look at recurring costs. Manual costs, weed control, pest control, all these ones are consistent use. And the power for water, I did not put it. The power, as in how you be powering your generator, fuel, and everything, they are recurring costs that you need to continuously spend on that farm for 1 acre. So now, land. Land, when you are buying land, like I said, price different in locations. Let's say you buy your land for 500,000 per acre. It could be more in wherever location you are. Then you consider distance to the city or market. You consider other amenities such as water. Then security-wise, you consider. But like I'm saying, so that 500,000 you spend on land, we note it down. Put it down, write it down. So land price calculation now. Land price, let's say you buy your land for 500,000, your land preparation, 500,000. You see, you'll be surprised. Most of us, when you buy land for 500,000, you're expecting with 50,000, 100,000, you finish clearing the land. You are deceiving yourself. See, when you want to clear land, if you are buying land, they will give you a typical forest. If they did not give you forest, they will ask you to pay for clearing. Clearing is one of the major, extremely expensive part of your farming outside buying land. For instance, if you want to start removing one trees, the alternative you have is either you go and borrow bulldozer, and I know what it costs to bring a bulldozer to your farm. It's quite very, very expensive. So it's either you bring a bulldozer or you do it manually. Either of the two are quite expensive. Not even in these years now that you cannot get, somebody to do manual work for you. Farm workers are extremely expensive. Farm workers are extremely scarce. So land preparation is a very expensive one. So I put 500,000. Yes. In some places, it could even be more than that. In some places, you spend more than that. Digging of holes, 200,000. Yes. Let's say 2,000 per one hole or 1.5, depending. See, if you don't have the mentality that these things are expensive, you get to farm and you start screaming and fighting the people that are working with you or working for you. No, they are quite expensive. They could be more than this. Please note it down. They could more. So let's say total of your land price calculation is 1,200,000, or put whatever you think or whatever you are going to be spending in that your area. Now, seedling cost per acre. I told you need your pen. Seedling cost per acre. 100 seedling is 400,000. Transport to your farm, I just put it 50,000. Planting process, let's say you are planting 1,000 per hole. So I estimate 550,000. I told you this is not a stark figure. I'm just giving you a guideline. Water source per acre. Now, if you are drinking borehole, I'm sure some of us know the cost of borehole. Now, presently, I don't know what it will cost in your area, but for my area, you should be planning 1.5 million, 2 million to get a borehole. I've not talked about your pumping machine, your generator. But if you are using river or stream, you will spend less. If you have a river or dam or whatever, you spend less. So I put it at 2 million. Now, I'm sure you see as this madam is calling money. Irrigation setup, yes, just budget your 1 million. It could be less. See, I'm giving you, it depends on where you are buying or what you are putting in place, but please, we are not managing things. You want to make millions. You want to create money for your future. So why should you be, so you should learn to understand it. Now, fencing of the farm, you could use block fence or wire fence. But if you ask me for advice, I will tell you block fence is the best so that your farm is fully secured. If you have money, you put CCTV, you put security, solar, or wherever. Yes, I did not put any money there. So you should put whatever you think will be sufficient. Now, I mentioned benefit of fencing the farm. I'll tell you something. When poultry people that are doing, let's compare people in agriculture with us. When people in poultry want to do poultry, the first thing they do is they build house. They fence their poultry farm. So most times, some of you that have friends that are into poultry or anything, they build. So we that are in crop, we don't, but that's why a lot of people are losing their money. We don't care about the building or about the fencing. We just want to plant and we are expecting 10 million, 20 million returns. You can't, because if you are investing 5 million, 10 million to a project and the project is open balau, as in anybody can come in at night. For instance, let me tell you, I'm not on the farm now, I'm at home, and my farm is open bow like that. Anybody can come there and do anything. They can go there and remove my pumping machine for borehole. They can go there and burn your farm. They can go there and do anything to your farm. So please, in this current Nigeria, if you are starting a farm, fencing should be one of the mindset you should put on your farm. I'm being sincere with you. I must tell you the truth because I live close by to my farm. Security is very important nowadays. Security of your investment is very important nowadays. Okay, so where did I go again? So you protect your properties, you keep invaders away, you secure your investment. So fencing is really very good. Now, let's sum up those costs we bring out without fencing. I said land 1.2, seedlings 550, water source 2 million, whatever. I had them up. If you have calculator, you can do that. Like I said, put your own price. Your land can be expensive, your land expenses can be more than this, but at least now you have an idea of something you can look into. So water source, so I got 4,750,000. Hey, see big money, oh, where I go get this money, oh, where, that is what you are thinking, but you want to make 10 million, you want to make 100 million. But now, but wait, I'm going to even show you how you can, I'm going to show you a shorter way. Now you have this. I actually even approximate it to 5 million. Look at me, I said fixed cost, let's say 5 million. This is without fencing, no, this is without fencing. Now, you see this money is big, it's much. I'm not saying it's small. Now, look at this. All these things we listed, you spent once. No repetition again if you do it very properly, if you do it well. Now, your coconut is going to fruit. If you take good care of your coconut, it's going to fruit for 30 to 50 years. So we're not going to use 50 years, it's too much. We're going to use 30 years. So we're going to divide this 5 million by 30 years. So this is what is going to give us. It means because you want to, when you plant, you want to harvest for the next 30 years. And you are targeted to spend 5 million, or you could even spend 10 million. So this money divided by 30 years, it means all you are spending is 166,000 per annum. 166,000 per annum. Let's say approximately 200,000. I'm showing this to you so that you understand farming better. So that you won't, I'm spending 10 million, no, I'm spending 5 million. You are not. You are building a future. You are spending towards a future. You are building a future. I hope I'm speaking to people this evening. So now, how do you now get, the 5 million is much, yes, but you want to spend, if it is approximately 200,000, if you are able to spend 5 million and you are able to do your 1 acre very well and you are getting good yield, it means you've used your 200,000 to make a lot of money yearly from that coconut. You've used your 200,000 per annum to make a lot of money. I think I did some estimates. Now, that is fixed cost. This recurring cost. I'm not able to fix some recurring costs for you, but I'll just to give you an idea. You can get something and add to what we're spending also. Now, look at it. You need 20 kg of manure for planting. You need extra 10 to 20 kg of manure at least once a year to add to your coconut. Now, remember, recurring expenses means you keep on spending this one if you really want to get good yield. Manure costs vary from place to place. Every livestock waste a great manure must be extremely dried. Dried manure should be used. Livestock manure, goat, pig, rabbit, wherever. Except, no, pig is not too good because pig used to have tapeworm that affect human. So if you can keep away from pig, or if you can compost it very, very well. Now, weed control is a continuous thing. You can use manual weeding. You remove weed as soon as you see them. Costs vary from location to location. Chemical spray will kill the nutrients in your soil. Now, chemical spray will kill the nutrients in your soil. And okay, pest control too. Continuous process. Check the trees for pests all the time. Organic pest control is advised. These are recurring costs. Like now, okay, I said recurring costs. Let's say manure, weed, pest. Let's assume we spend 1.2 million. Of course, we can't spend that if it's manure, weed, pest, or whatever. But I just exaggerate. Let's say we spend, 1 million, 1.2 million, which you cannot spend that. Okay, so now see, estimated expenditures. Now see, we said our fixed cost is 5 million. Divide by a year, it's like 200,000. Our recurring cost 1.2 million. So now let's look estimated expense. Let's look at expected returns from an acre. Expected. I'm going to still do some calculations for you, like I told you. I'm going to do some calculation. Year 1 to 3, you are not going to get anything, no. Your fruit, if you are not going to get any harvest, it will start fruiting by the 3rd year. 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 So now what we have is by the 4th year, I still do one calculation. I'm a real practical farmer. So I'm not going to bobo you or give you those figures that they give you online. So if you take care of your tree, normally you don't expect the 100 or the 100 or everything to fruit together. So let's say 80 trees produce fruit, and we are not expecting 100 that first year too. But let me tell you, you can get it. But we always like to work with average something. I can't just be calculating 100 multiplied by 100 by whatever for you. So we work with something very a kind of average, so that at least if you get more than that, you'll be happy. So let's say 83 produced that year, which is not possible, but let's say 83 produced, and they each produce 60 fruits. And then you get to sell at 500 naira. And then by the time you multiply this, you get this. In the fifth year, definitely your fruit will have increases. Let's say 93 produces. By 80 fruit, they each produce 80. You still sell at 500 now. Let's look at something. Look at inflation and whatever in Nigeria. Look at the last 5 years. How much were you able to buy coconuts? Was it 100 naira? Was it 200? So this estimation I'm giving you are just, as a farmer, sometimes when you go to the market, I see coconut in the market 1,000, 1,200. But as the farmer, you are giving if you are not selling directly on the market, or you are not selling directly to company, you might not be able to get that 1,000, 1,200 or 1,005. That's why I go low as 500. You definitely will get more than this. Then count something. You are just about to plant your coconut, or your coconut will start fruiting next year. You are not going to be selling 500 naira. But like I told you, I'm a very real person when it comes to farm. So I go low with my calculations. I don't just give you very high hope. So you can see it. So you make your 2.4 million your fourth year. Fifth year, 90 by 80 by 500 naira. You are increasing. By sixth year, they increase. I told you coconut will be increasing. The harvest will be increasing, and this your harvest can increase to 250, even 300, even 400. But we don't tell you that, so that you can put in a lot of effort. When you put good effort, you are going to get good results. I can guarantee you that. Because the challenge I have with people is that, hey, I want to buy seedling, I want to buy seedling. They'll plant it, they will not go there again. Some will not put irrigation, some will not even visit it again, and then they will start complaining, or they'll be saying, it's not fruity yet. That's why I intentionally bring out this class, so that you understand that there's work to do. If you must make money, see, there's no shortcut to anything in farming. There's no shortcut. So you must be willing and ready to put in the work. You must be willing and ready to put in the work. I'm going to stop for 2 minutes to see charts if people are following me. So if you understand this, if you are really following me, let me see in the chat box. Let me see how far. We spend 1 hour, even more than an hour. Let me see in the chat box how we are doing so far. Are you getting anything from the class? Is it worth it? Whatever, will you share with your friends? Let me see in the chat box. Okay, I'm waiting 2 minutes. Let's see in the chat box if you're actually picking anything from what we're explaining. Very lively, poor network, class is great. I love how detailed this math. Thank you. We are enjoying your class. We are following good. We are following very okay. I'm learning. We are getting okay, great. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. So we continue again. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm already seeing some questions that are asking me if I've explained things and you are repeating those questions again. I will not answer. I will not attend to it. I will only pick the one I felt are great questions for me to attend to. If I've said something and you feel, oh, I have a better idea, please use that, but use the other idea you have. Okay, so we continue. So, okay, the chat, I'm stopping. Okay, I'm stopping the class again. Okay, we are continuing with the class. So now this is what, so you see, by your 8th, 9th year, and you see, remember, we are going to 30 years. Remember, how much did you spend from the beginning again? 5 million, 10 million. But you start benefiting your 1.2 million. That was recurring expenditure. By the time you are getting to your 4, 5, 6 years, you are already the master of coconut, because now you know how to control the pest, you know how to do this, you know how to do it. So your cost will be reducing. If you really follow, your cost of production will be reducing. You don't need to dig any soil again. You don't need to buy any seedlings again. You don't need to do, even if you are buying seedlings to be like replacement, you don't need to do, there are lots of things that you will have learned in the process, and you will have been able to undo so many things. Okay, so we're moving now. Deductions from coconut planting. I'm summarizing this area again. Your 1 to 3 years, I'm not going to lie to you, no returns. You'll be spending, you'll be taking care of it. So why I'm sharing this with you from the beginning is that so that you put up your mind and know, oh, I don't collect work for the next 3 years. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to build. You build houses now. Most of us, we build houses and everything. We put a lot of money into building the houses. Are we expecting any returns? No. So how much more? Something you are expecting returns, the investment you are expecting, you should be committed to it. You should be really, really committed to put money into it. Like now I gave you 5 million. You should even budget yourself. Okay, I'm going to save this money to do this on this work, because this is my expectation. This is what I want to get in the next 4 years, maximally. Okay, returns. Now, returns increase from 4th year. Returns is determined by your management. Can you see what I wrote there? You see, when you come to my line, people will say, when will it start fruiting? I will say 3 years. If you plant coconut and you do not use irrigation, you do not take good care of it, it will not start fruiting in 3 years. Oh, me, don't mind me. Better don't buy my seedling than for you to buy and then start and lose your money. It will not. So many people will I need to put irrigation? Will I need to do this? Yes, you need. Don't worry. I got a place where I do most frequently asked questions, where I treated frequently asked questions. All your questions are answered. I collect a lot of questions and turn them into this class. So returns is determined by your management. If you plant and forget it there, it will also forget you. So it is when you plant and you are taking care of it that it will also take care of you. Market is absolutely high. I will not lie to you. The demand for coconut is high. Now, from today that you've attended this class, you can start noting that. See, anything you want to put your money, you should start researching on it. Start noting it. Your neighborhood, market to you, your friends, start monitoring. That's how you do. You don't just wait on the consultant. You don't wait for somebody to be saying, do this, do that. No, start now if you really want to put money into it. Coconut expectations. This is just for fruit harvest calculations. Remember when we started, I was showing you milk, oil, this, that, what you will get from it, briquette, charcoal, this one, we didn't even talk about that. I didn't even go into that. I'm just talking about cocoa, the harvest alone. We just plant and we are harvesting. That's just what we talk about. No value added product here. We did not discuss that. Earn more from value adding. You earn more when you do value addition again. But we did not talk about that. This is just collective efforts now. Okay, let's collect coconut together. Let's plant coconut together. This is just the collation. And sincerely, I'm not going to be talking about value added addition right here, because it's completely a topic on its own, which is completely a topic on its own. So here we are moving into how to start your coconut plantation with little fund. I know I've scared you with my big calculation, which is not scared. I've scared you with but it's not. I've scared you with my kind of calculation. So now I'm coming back to share with you how to start your coconut plantation with little fund. Now, but I don't have land. I don't have that kind of money. My salary is small. How will I start now with all this big money you are calling? How much am I earning? Now, this is where we start your coconut in sack. As in, you start small. You start your coconut in sack and you start small. Now, the reason to plant in sack, possibly you don't have, if you are just watching this webinar, you are here in the class with me, and already you want to do this coconut, but where will I get? I don't have money yet now. You can start planting your coconut seedling in sack, but in the process, you target, okay, if I start, I need to get a land. It will take me 1 year to get my land. So how much is the land first? Let me start from there. But even if I start the land, I don't have water. So let me start planting. Let me just start with 10. Maybe I buy 1 acre of land. And okay, this 1 acre I buy, let me start with 15 or 20 coconuts. I'll put them in sack. I'll put them close to my house and I'll be wetting them. In the process, I'll be developing my land so that by the next 12 months, when they are fully grown, I cannot move them to my land. This is how to start small. Your land is not ready yet. You want to start out small. It can stay in sack for 12 months. It can even stay more than 12 months. But this is to give you time to prepare your farmland. This is to give you time. And then for those people too, you have the money. I have money. I can do 10 acres. I can afford 20 acres at a time. It's also good for you to plant in sack, to start your planting in sack. I will say why. When you put, when you put coconut in sack and you put it close to your house, you wake up every morning, you are looking at it and you are wetting it and you are giving it money. It will have adequate care. It will have grown taller before you move it to the field. Then it will be protected from harsh weather. Our climate is not okay. Let me tell you, I'm in Oyo State. This is April or whatever, and April is even going to run end. And we've not had rain to start planting. So imagine you already planted your coconut. Your coconut is already on the field. It will not have water during this period. So this period, even before moving to the field, you can start after you get the seedling. You put them in sack and start growing them at home. Let them grow to some extent before you are thinking of moving them to field. Then you take time to fix your irrigation. Excuse me, you take time to fix your irrigation. Like I already told you, irrigation for hybrid coconut is non-negotiable. So let me not see anybody ask me that question. Must I use irrigation? It is non-negotiable. You cannot negotiate it. If you don't have irrigation, please don't plant. Don't even go near planting. So that is why when you put them at home, you start taking care of them before you move to favorable location. Then it can stay 12 months or more in sack while you grow it. So the fact that you don't have money or you have money, you can still grow in sack before you move them. I think I showed some pictures. You can see this is one of the sack farming I showed you. See, you can see the coconut are already growing big here. See another one here. See, it's also in buckets, in containers. You can plant coconut. See, you can plant them and be wetting them. Then you make sure you are able to, then you can move them to land later. So you see, so you can start your coconut. Start small. It's not until when you have the 10 million I ask you to have, no, or the 5 million. You can start small. You can start small. Then here I explain how to plant in sack. Okay, so how to plant in sack? Large, durable sack. You need a large, you can see the sacks they use. You need large, durable sack. Punch the sack to allow drainage of excess water. Fill sack with nutrient-rich soil. Keep sack in warm and sheltered location. Water 2 to 3 times in a week. Avoid overwatering. That's why you punch underneath so that when the water is much, it can easily drain away. The soil you are going to use should be a nutrient-rich soil. When I talk about nutrient-rich soil, it should be dark soil. Most of us understand what is called dark soil. You go to the pit or wherever, get dark soil, or find mixed nutrient, mixed manure with the soil that you want to use. Now, I did this again because if I said I would be explaining everything, I may not even explain the questions you want to ask me. So I did all the questions I've been getting from people. I get a lot of questions on coconut since I'm always talking about coconut. So I put them in frequently asked questions, and that's what I'll be sharing with you right here in some few minutes. Okay, what type of soil is good for coconut? I said, well-drained, sandy, loamy soil. Now, let me tell you how it works. When you have too much sand, water will not stay in the coconut. So, but when it is loamy, it's one of the best soil you can get, loamy soil. So when you have loamy soil, it's rich in nutrients, it can drain easily, and it can hold the roots. So you should look for loamy soil. It can also survive in red, laterite, and alluvial soil, but you must support it with manure. So what I did, you must support it with manure. I think what I did there is to show you how to plant the coconut. Now, land preparation for coconut. If you want to plant your coconut, land preparation, dig a hole of 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. Put 10 to 20 kg of manure. Put soil on the manure. Place soil on the manure and then place the seedlings. Look at it here. 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. But here in the bottom here, you are going to put manure. See, I have to look for pictures to use online since I don't really take pictures, might be difficult to show, but I will show you now. Look at this. Look at the undernet. Already 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. See manure under. So these roots will grow to go and be taking this manure eventually. So you need to put manure underneath. That's what this thing will feed on eventually. So you can see it here, right here. So this is how you prepare your soil. So if your soil does not have manure, you might not get good results. Now, do coconut need irrigation? I said capital yes. Now, I will tell you something. When you plant any crop at all, I'm going to use this to preach other crops, any crop, especially trees. When you plant coconut this year, you plant it in rain season. The rain falls maybe for like 4 months or 5 months. By the time it's dry season, there's no rainwater again. That your coconut will be using the water that it has stored before. You know, it has retained some water in it that it was using to do fine girl, fine boy. Then it will start living on that water. It means it will have redundant growth. It will not grow. All those periods when there's no water, it will not grow. You will even be lucky if it survives. Some of them will dry off. Some of the ones that did not dry will not grow again. By the time you bring water for it again, you've disrupted its growth. You've disrupted its growth. So you are not expecting it to fruit for you in 3 years again. You already extend its life cycle. That is if you did not even kill the tree. So it needs water. You can't do with irrigation. So though I encourage people to plant in rain season, but in the next 4 or 5 months, be preparing your irrigation. It is very essential. How often should I water coconuts? Consistently moist. The soil should be kept moist. Avoid overwatering. Newly transplanted require more water. When you newly move, you know, when you are newly transplanting something, you are moving them from, it's like you are moving them from their old house to a new place, and you took them through a long journey, traveling, stress, and everything. So there's transplanting shock. So when they get to the new place, you need to give them plenty water. Some people will buy seedlings from me and be asking me if they can keep it in the sack for a week. But now, something that is supposed to be in the soil, something that you're supposed to plant, are supposed to be taking nutrients, you now keep it in sack or keep it at home for 1 week. You are killing the coconut now. So please, it needs to be newly, especially newly transplanted, or you are transplanting, they need more attention. They need plenty water. Now, type of irrigation for coconuts. Like I said, coconut, you can't negotiate the irrigation, please. You can't. You see, one thing we do in Nigeria is we say, okay, let me tell you, let me use myself as an example. When I used to plant my pepper and tomato, I would buy the most expensive seed of tomato. Expensive when I mean expensive, but because those seeds on the sachets, they will have written there that it will give you 60 tons per acre. So and my target is 60 tons per acre. About, you know something about those seeds, unfortunately, they will not even write what you need to do or how you are going to do it. But me, that I'm a farmer, should know better. So I will take the seeds, plant it normal as they plant the one that they are not expecting 60 tons per hectare. Then I will stay there and be expecting my 60 tons per acre. At the end of the day, I will not even get anything because they are hybrid. They are hybrid products. They need good maintenance. They need you to maintain them better than the local breed that is rugged, that has adapted to our area. So because they are not rugged and they are not adapted to our area, they will even perform worse than your local breed. So I experience it a lot of time. The same thing when you are buying seedlings. The seedlings you are buying, you should make sure you take proper care. You give it water. If you don't do the necessary things, you are not going to get harvest. Even if you get harvest, it's not going to be good. So sometimes when we tell you you are going to get 300 fruit, you are going to get 1,000 fruit, it is not it is true you can get them. That is when you do the work. But because people want to sell seedlings, people want to just sell things to you, they will not tell you the exact thing you need to do. Because once you buy something, you are gone. Whether it survives, not concern anybody. Whether it's done well, it not concern everybody. But for you, I want it to succeed. That's why I'm bringing out all these kind of classes to encourage you to make sure it succeeds. Now, type of irrigation for coconut. Rain-fed, I've told you about rain-fed. If you are planting the one that will fruit in 10 years, 8 years, old breed, yes, you can plant it for rain. Or just make sure you plant it close to the water. Because if it is not close to water area, it will not survive. Then manual irrigation. How many plants do you want to give water to every day? There's drip irrigation too. Let's briefly look at them. Now, still plants here. If it's manual irrigation, it means every day you come in and pour water. Not every day, actually. Depends if you can get like 20 liters of water in 2 to 3 times a week. It also depends on your soil. It depends on the sun in that area. It also depends on the rainfall. For instance, if me and you, I plant coconut in my area, you plant coconut in your area. Let's say my area, rain starts falling since March and we're having plenty rain. I will not wet so much. But if it's in your area, you don't have water all the time, you need to wet it. So these are things that, okay, if I say do this, it might not be exactly what I'm telling you to do. You also need to study your area. For instance, if I said be giving it 20 liters of water 2 times in a week, what if there's plenty water in your area than my area? What if, so it means it will become waterlogged. And if it is waterlogged, it will also die. So these are the things you need to really understand yourself, the type of soil you have in your place, and the types of management you will give your crop. These videos are guidelines for you to follow. They are guidelines for you. This is one of the coconuts I planted in my farm. You can see the drip lines passing through. And still, I'm not satisfied with the water, so I'm giving it even extra water. Despite that, there's a drip passing it through it. So now look at this. You can see you can see this coconut. When you see all these pictures, I want to my farm, I want to have this plantation. You buy 1 acre and plant, but you did not plan for the irrigation. You did not plan and you did not arrange the irrigation. Look at this coconut now. Despite that this big pipe is passing through, you still need to extend a pipe that will go around this. When it is at a tender stage, let me go back to. I told you I don't like my slide being plenty, but we are moving. Now look at it. See the pipes I passed through. This pipe can supply water to this coconut because it's very small. By the time this thing is big, it will occupy all this place. By the time it's occupy all this place, this pipe alone cannot supply water to all the roots. It means after this pipe, I have to extend water around this place for this coconut to get enough water. So this is where my irrigation needs to change or use bigger pipes. So I'm sharing this with you so that you won't make the same mistake I made. When I was planting mine, I used those tiny pipes you see. Now, this year, I have to be changing them. I have to change them. So you should understand that. You can see this is a bigger pipe. Despite this, they will still extend some water to go around this coconut to be able to if you are looking to get this big fruit or to get this plenty fruit, it means you are willing to give it water. Now coconut needs water, even contain water inside. So you need, and the water will take through the nutrients you are giving it, plus the water is what it will pass through this place to go and fruit here. So if you don't give it enough water, enough nutrient, manure, that will tell you continuously give manure, you are not going to get the harvest too. You are not going. So that you don't just commit your 5 million at the beginning and be expecting the 100 million, whereas you did not do a good job. So you need to do a good job. Now, this drip irrigation layout and installation, you can see this is a bigger pipe passing through, smaller pipes that pass through the water, and you can see how they arrange it. I'm just using this to show you a kind of guide for you to understand what we are talking about. This is a PVC pipe. This is the smaller pipes that pass through it. Now, when will the coconut start fruiting? When will the coconut, my slide is too much, oh go. Will I be able to finish this now? That's why. And there are questions. Let me just hurry up with them. Okay, when will the coconut start fruiting? Malaysian dwarf start fruiting by 3 years because it's a dwarf short. If it is tall, the tall hybrid, they start fruiting by 4 to 5 years. So it depends on the type of coconut you are planting, the variety you are planting. Now, will coconut survive in swamp? Most times I tell people capital no. If you plant coconut, just plant coconuts anywhere, scatter them here, they will not do well. Because if you plant inside this water, I've done that before and I lost all the coconuts. If you plant inside this water, there will be no nutrient, there will be nothing to hold the soil. So they will go bad and the coconut will not survive. But if you want to plant in swamp, this is a design. This is what you can do. You can see the excavation. There's a raised bed on which the coconuts are planted. These are called raised bed. You can see the water. You can direct the water and properly arrange the raised bed. You see the way the raised beds are arranged. So this water now can supply the coconut. This is how to plant in swamps. You need to do this. If you don't do this, I will just plant here anyhow on this water, inside this water like that. Forget it. You are not getting anything in your coconut. So this is what you need to do for swamp, because likewise, I get that questions all the time. Now, you see the way they arrange this one too. The water passes in, but the coconuts are planted on soil. The root needs soil. It needs to grow on soil. So this is what you need to do. If you have a swampy place, you need to create something like this. You can't just plant directly on it. How many years will I harvest the coconut? Like I said, between 30 to 50 years, and it's also depend on your management again. If you plant and you take care of it, you enjoy it. If you plant and you don't take care of it, you are not going to enjoy it. I must be sincere with you. How many coconut tree on land? Distance planting is 6 meters to 7 meters. So on a plot, you have 15. On an acre, you have 90. On an hectare, you have 225. Most times I tell people 100. This is because if you plant, there are sometimes some might not survive. You can easily exchange them or replace them, but it's actually 90-15 when you plant at 6 meters or 6.5 meters. Okay, so what's the spacing between coconut tree? Okay, I just explained it now. 6 meters by 6 meters, depend on the soil type, depend on irrigation and the variety of coconut. If you are planting the tall one, you increase your spacing, because if you are planting the short one, you might use 6 meters dwarf. If you are planting the high tall tree, you increase your spacing again. I'm going to stop 2 minutes again. Let me see if you are with me, if I still have people with me. So let me see if you are still with me in the chat box, or we should just end the class right now. So I'm checking the chat box. And then I can also use that to drink water. Okay, so I'm waiting. Is there anybody in the chat box with me, or we should just, okay, sure. Okay, we're with you. I said you should unmute yourself. You should mute yourself. If you unmute yourself, I will send you away from the class. If you unmute yourself, I'll remove you. Okay, we are still here. We're still here. We're still here. Good. Okay, so we continue again. I just want to know I'm not just talking to myself. Now, what's the spacing between coconut? We've discussed it. Okay, I'm not talking to myself, and people are already. You keep saying send recorded version. Do you send me work? Okay, you are still with me. You are still with me. Okay. Now, what crop can I intercrop with coconuts? What crop? Now, most times there are factors you need to consider before intercropping with coconuts. Okay, you are with me. Good. Now, what crop can I intercrop with coconut? You need to consider these basic things. Since coconut is going to take longer years, the crops you are going to combine with your coconut should be short-term crops, one that will not compete with a lot of things, short growth cycle, then sunlight, then nutrients. I will give you an example. I intercrop my coconut with cassava at one time. It was a big disaster. I will tell you why it was a disaster. That cassava grew faster than the coconut. You know, coconut was still very small. So the cassava grew faster than the coconut, and it stretched his hand. I was covering the coconut. So I have to be cutting the hand of cassava. And see that it was protecting, it was struggling. My cassava was struggling with sunlight with the coconut. It was a big disaster for me. I wasted my cassava, and my coconut does not even have a good breathing space. So you should consider crops that are not growing faster, and you should consider nutrients. And so look at it. These are, I listed the crops you can intercrop. You can intercrop with maize, pepper, onions, yam, tomatoes, okra, ginger. If you notice all these things I mentioned, maize are short terms, 3 months, pepper is 3-4 months, onions is 5 months, yam is 5 months, tomatoes. You see, they are short time crop, except ginger. And ginger crawl on the floor. Ginger will not grow tall. And most of them, if you notice today, will not grow tall. So they are short term crops. Okay, so these are the things you can. People will be asking me, can I plant with plantain with this? No. How many fruit will a coconut tree produce per year? To be candid and sincere with ourselves, it can either give you 0 fruit, or 250, 100, 250. Why did I put 0? If you plant your coconut like I did, I told you I once planted inside swamp water, and I planted 300 coconuts inside swamp, just like that swamp you're asking me, and none survived. So if you don't follow everything we've been sharing with you here, or you make a lot of mistakes with your planting, you will get 0, just like I get 0 from my 300. But if you do very well, you get 100, 250. See, I told you my class, I don't lie to you about these things. I'm very practical, and I'm very specific about it. I will not lie to you about anything. So it's either you get 0, or you get 100, or you get 200, or you get 250, or you even get more than that. Yes, if you do the right thing. If that's why I bring out the class. Now, it's determined by your management. What you get is determined by your management. Like I said, my bad management with swamp water get me 0 coconut tree. Despite that, I planted 300. Yes, I planted 300 at a time, and I get 0 coconut tree. Now, how do I prevent pests from destroying coconut? Now, you need to be see, this is the thing. You need to be consistent, as in, if you're a farmer, and most of us, we stay very far from our farm. If you know you are staying far from your farm, get somebody that we protect your interests, that is a bit trustworthy, that will tell you the truth. This is hard to get in Nigeria, but you can still get. There are still good people like that. I will not condemn everyone. So you need somebody that is really willing, and sometimes you just get somebody. So because it requires consistent monitoring of trees, preventive measures, as in, you don't wait until when you see pests. You start preventing, as in, get neem oil. Know what I did? When I know that I need to use neem is dongoyaro tree. When I know I need to be using it consistently on my farm, I plant it on my farm, on my organic farm. I plant neem. The neem is now a very big tree there. It was not there before when I got the land, but I planted it. So anything you will need, preventive measures, as in, look for, okay, how do I prevent termites? How do I prevent this? How do I prevent this? So preventive measures are better than when you wait until when it's infected. And how do you do preventive measures? It means you're always at alert. You're always checking. You're always looking at, checking, moving. You see, some of us, we have farm. You will stay at the front and be commanding your farm worker, your farm manager. You don't go around. I tell you something I do when I go to farm. I will decide that this side, if it is just half a plot or quarter of a plot, I can walk through that day. I will make sure I walk through it. Walking through it means I'll be checking the leaves, checking this, checking that, so that when you notice anything, you can quickly block it. But if you don't have somebody to do that for you, it will be a big problem. Even if you are not around, if you have somebody to do that monitoring for you, honestly, you are good to go. So that if it's 4, if it's time 3, they can check today, they check it. Tomorrow, they check another 10. Next tomorrow, so that by the time the week is over, they've checked all your farm. But if you don't stay, a lot of people will say, I want to plant 10 hectares. I want to plant 10 acres. I'll just smile. If not monitor 1 acre, you are going for 10 acres. How do you want to do that? So maybe, well, maybe I'm thinking small in that aspect anyway. So these are things you need to do. Market for coconut. You know, when we started, I was sharing a lot. I was sharing a lot, and I was sharing a lot and say these are things for coconut. And like I told you, there's a lot of market, there's a lot of demand for it. Like I've explained, there's a lot of demand for coconut. When you plant, you'll be amazed that the people that they will come to your farm to buy. In the first place, your name, people, once they know you have it. See, the fact that I'm even advertising and say, let's plant coconut, let's plant coconut. I don't know, a lot of companies, even foreign organizations have been asking me, can you supply a ton of, can you supply a container of coconut? Can you do this? I will say no. Do I have it? No. It's still no. Because we are still planting. And the fact is that even some of us that are just still planting or planting, we are not, some of us that are still planting or wherever, we are not even, some people did not take care of their farm. It's only few that are really maintaining their farm. Like I told you, that's why I have to bring in another video again so that people will understand that, look, you cannot farm without irrigation. I'm not here to give you spices or lies about you. You have to be strategically ready for it and say, okay, I want to plant this. Okay, that's why I say you don't have to go for 1 acre or 2 acre or 3 acre. I even did cost analysis for you, but I still explain to you how you can go small, how you can start 10, 20, 20 every year and gradually increase it. You don't have to go 1 acre, 10 acre, 20 acres, honestly. So you can go small. So the market is huge. Collective selling to industry, then there is huge export market. But I remember like my CP trainers used to tell me, they would say, we have market in Nigeria. Why are you looking for export market when you are not even able to satisfy your own domestic market? So there's a lot of market for it, I must say again. Somebody is asking me what's the current rate in USD for something you've not planted. You didn't even listen to what we are saying already. Now, export market for coconut. Like I told you, there's AFGAN. AFGAN is Agricultural Fresh Growers Exporter Association of Nigeria. You can Google it. They are now called PIDA. I'm a group member. If you have collective collections of this, they can network it for you. They assist you to export. CP is a foreign organization. Like I told you, I'm one of their coach. I learned from them. I become a coach, and I told you, they love coming to me. They go to African countries. I know they work with a lot of coconut farmers in Ghana. Yeah, coconut and pineapple farmers in Ghana. So I know they will work with us if we have the coconut, but we don't have it yet. We're still planting, honestly. We're still planting. The Fruit Logistica is a trade fair that holds every February of the year, where you can get a various market for whatever exports you are going to. I'm into fruits and vegetables a lot. I've been doing this for quite a lot of years. Okay, so there are a lot of markets for coconut. Honestly, I will not lie to you. Where can I plant coconut? I think this. Yes, I intentionally bring. No, this is one of my frequently asked questions. Hey, can I plant it in the north? Can I plant it in the west? You can plant coconut in all parts of Nigeria. The only place I suspect or I feel is the temperate region. I told you coconut love tropics, where there's enough sunlight. Maybe temperate region where it's too cold. I'm suspecting some parts of Jos. It's not so, but every other area, believe me, you can plant coconut there. The tropical area, every location in Nigeria can plant coconut, provided you are going to give it enough water. North can do well, enough water, plenty water. North, south, east, west, you can plant coconut. Tropical areas, like I said. Some coconut pests, don't mind me. Termite is one of the major. There's still a lot of pests. You should do your own research too. Or if you buy coconut, I still have some other previous videos where we discuss disease, pest, and some other things. But I told you, you can see the class is even it's getting to almost 2 hours, and we are still not getting. I will have to rush some things now. So you see, so you can get some other videos which I'll give you when you buy seedlings from me, when and if you buy seedlings from me. Now, some coconut pests, termite is one of the major coconut pests, so you should look out for them. You can destroy them with neem and some organic thing. See, it is good to grow your coconut organically. I see some people asking about chemicals already. If you are targeting exports, you are targeting exports, you should grow organically. But if you are targeting, you want to sell around your neighborhood, send to anybody, organically means growing naturally. So that's why we look for dongoyaro, we look for some other preventive method. But if you are going to target, okay, I just want to sell to my neighbors or wherever, or I don't need any standard, you can use chemicals, okay? Then cattle, yes, people will ask me, yes, we cattle eat my coconut. They will destroy it if it is small. You know, like I mentioned something about fencing. If you start the class with me, I mentioned something about fencing. If your farm is not fenced and you newly plant coconuts, cattle will destroy them. That's cows, herdsmen, whatever. Yes. But if your farm is fenced, you know, if they come now and break the fence, that's a big offense. Let's be candid with ourselves. I've said this one time. Even my farms are not fenced, but I told you I'm planning to do that now. It's a lot of challenges. Let me be sincere with you. If you are putting this much money, 5 million, whatever, into a project, and you now leave everything exposed to cattle, to whatever, then I think, you know, because before when we have enough, a good security, then fine. But now the security now on the farms, I'm being sincere with you, they move at night, they move anytime, wherever, since open grazing is not banned in our country. I'm being very clear about it here. I'm not going to lie to you, so that you don't lose your investment. If you have money, please fence your farm. If you have, it's not even if you have, make it a part of your, make it part of your determination that you want to start. Another advantage to it is that, again, is that if you fence your farm, you might even get some foreigners or some people to live on that farm. They live in those kind of places, as in you have a place and you have water there, whatever. They will live there and they'll be living in the compound if you fence your farm. What some farmers even do, let me tell you, what some people even do in some of my community around there is, after fencing their farm, they fence double places, and then they even employ herdsmen to come and be living in some of those places. So they will now build your security on the farm. I'm just sharing some of the things that happens on the farm with you. So please, if you should make it a budget, especially if you are not, make sure your farm should be something, you know, poultry people, all these people, the first thing they do is they build. We in crop, we just feel we plant something, we don't build anything, we don't plant anything. You know, you should please think about it. Rodents, yes, when your coconut is still small, sometimes we use wire gauge or wire something. Other thing is that rodents don't like the smell. Most of the rodents, they don't like the smell of garlic and onion and everything. So you can be doing onion spray, garlic spray, and all these things on your farm. Then thief, yes, thief will harvest your coconut. See me, I don't go lie you. I will not do things I encourage you to come and plant, and then at the end of the day you'll be losing investment. No, I'm going to tell you the challenges, so that it's now your decision to say, okay, oh, I want to plant, okay, oh, I don't want to plant. It's now going to be your decision to do that. So tips or whatever, depending on your area. Now, you see, in my locality before, when we plant maize and everything and harvest, we keep it on the farm. We build barns on the farm before. It gets to a point now, it's scary. People will come and steal your maize, common maize. Oh. So now we don't put maize on the farm again. We don't, everybody build barn at the back of their house. As in, you come to my house, you see a barn beside my house. You go to somebody else, you see the barn beside their house. So we don't keep, but before, we keep maize, plenty maize on the farm. But now we don't do that again. So I'm just sharing this with you so that you understand. The same thing with yam. People go to farmers' farm and uproot yam. These are not even armed robbers, and these are not even S-men issue now. These are within, they monitor you. Even your maize, when you plant, they go and harvest on the farm. So you can imagine now when you now put coconut that is fruiting, oh boy, they will harvest it too. I must be sincere with you. I don't, okay. I'm staying abroad. These are some of the questions I get. I'm staying abroad. Can I plant coconut? Yes, yes. And depends on you when I answer this question. Yes and no. One, you need a trustworthy, dedicated hand. You need somebody that, okay, you know this one will not, you see something. The one advantage with coconut is that since you are counting, You are planting 90 on your acre, or you are planting 100 on your acre, 90 or 100. So you are able to calculate and say they plant 90. So you can ask them to be showing you videos or pictures of it. Unlike when you plant maize, they will just show you farm anyhow. But like I told you, your security, so that they won't give you an excuse that somebody came, So if you have trustworthy, dedicated hand, that is number one. Number one. Then get him trained on coconut planting. You are here in the class, you are learning, you are hearing everything. So also pass all this message to people that will stay on your farm. Then secure your farm, like I said, secure your farm. Then if you have money, it's not that, even see, it's not an investment that you're expecting millions in the future that you want to have for the next 30 years. You should consider making it a permanent something. Put CCTV to monitor your farms or whatever. Follow up daily activities. Let them tell you what they do every day. Let them share videos. Let them show your farms and everything. Yes, you can plant coconut, but like I said, you need a trustworthy, dedicated hand that you can. And since you're also learning all the things you need to do and you are ready to put it in place, sure you can do that. Very sure you can do that. Can you manage coconut farm for me? My answer is capital no. Already, I'm managing my own. Already, I also want to be increasing my own coconut. Already, I'm also going through my own farm issues. I told you why I bring this up. I'm not here to do any investment. I've done that before one time, but I find out it's better for me to do my own farm than asking to farm for people. So I don't do that. So please, I can't manage farm for you. So I hope I answered that question. I have a lot on my hands to do, so I can't manage farm for you. Can you send someone to come and plant coconut for me? The answer is no and yes. Now, if I tell you yes, I will charge you for transport. I will send like 2-3 people to your farm. You pay them for 3-4 days, and it's going to be expensive for you. So instead of me sending somebody to you, why don't you learn how to do it yourself, or follow up how to do it, and direct and instruct people in your area to make it cheap, to make it affordable? I hope I'm making sense. I'm not here to make you spend extra expensively. So when you know how to do this thing, the planting, the management, the irrigation setup and everything, you'll be able to direct somebody, and they will do at a cheap, affordable one, rather than for me sending my team, because it's I will charge you. And I think that money I'm charging you will have gone into doing something better on your farm. That's why I say yes and no. So please, that's why I shared a lot of videos. Like I said, it's better for you to understand this thing. Will you be calling me all the time or sending my people all the time to come and plant for you? It's expensive on its own. This is where most of us, you meet consultant, and do you know what? If I'm sending my 2 boys to you, they will not plant anything. You will still need, they will only come and supervise. You will still need to get people around your farm area that will dig, that will do this, that will do the hectic work. So they are just coming to supervise again, which is extra costly for you. But if you understand the supervision, you can also instruct your people to do it by yourself. But if you say you want me to come, yes, I can give you my bill. But honestly, it's the best for you to be able to instruct people to do it for you. It's a cheaper one. I think I answered all the questions. I want to plant 10 acres of coconut. Honestly, I would love you to plant 20, 30 acres of coconut. But the thing is that, do you know how to plant 1 acre? Have you planted 1 acre successfully before? Have you? See, it is better to plant 1 acre and have great management and establish it and make sure you're having a better result before you jump into 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You see, a lot of farm fails in Nigeria, most especially. You start 10 acres or whatever, and then your farm workers mess you up, and then something happens, and then you're not able to continue, and you lose everything. But if you start gradually, you are learning the rope. Then after you've learned the 1 acre perfectly or 2 acre perfectly, you can now expand. By then, you are going to be using the system you use for the 1 acre to just do multiplication effect. But if you start 10 acres at once, for me, even if you have the money, it is not advisable for you to go and throw the money away now. So you should do it gradually and gradually expand. That is my suggestion. So I won't say you should go for 10 acres at once. How many workers do I need for my coconut farm? You see, you don't need You don't need, if you are planting coconut, unlike when you are planting maize, tomato, whatever, they demand consistent monitoring. For your coconut, you don't need plenty farm workers. You only need a level-headed farm manager. When you have a level-headed farm manager, it's going to be able to get workers for you around, daily workers, you pay them off. But because once you start keeping permanent farm workers on your coconut farm, outside your farm, it's going to be expensive. Imagine, we pay Bajaj, Bajaj is now 1.4 million, 1 point something million. We pay Bajaj for people, we pay motorcycle Bajaj, which is expensive for permanent farm worker, and you will need two, because you need to be able to communicate with each other and everything. So please, if you're having just 1 acre of coconut, you don't need permanent farm worker. If you're having maybe up to 5, 10, then yes. If you're having up to 5, you need permanent farm worker, so that they will have work to do every day. But for 1 acre of coconut, you don't need them. They won't have work to do, because the work is not as cumbersome as when you are planting tomato or pepper or maize or cassava or whatever. So no, you don't really, you need to really caution that. So when is the best time to plant coconut? The best time to plant coconut is all the year round if you have water. Remember, we talk about irrigation, but if you have water, you can plant at any time of the year, anytime. But if you don't have water and you have the intention of putting irrigation, you can start at the beginning of rain season. If you start at the beginning of rain season, you plant the coconut. If you start at the beginning of rain season, you plant the coconut, and then, oh my God. Okay, I'm nearly through. Sorry. You plant, when you start at the beginning of rain season, you plant the coconut, and then before the dry season comes, you start arranging your irrigation. Before the dry season comes, you start arranging your irrigation so that it will meet water. So the best time to plant is the beginning of rain season, and this is exactly rain season. So you should think if you are planting, but please don't rush into it. Remember, every stages I've put you through in this class. Don't rush into planting that coconut, okay? Okay, we're rounding up the class. So now, what I do is, like, I encourage people to plant Malaysian dwarf coconut seedlings. I have somebody asking, Malaysian dwarf is also an hybrid coconut seedlings. The dwarf means short, it's not a tall one. Then there's hybrid coconut seedlings. Hybrid coconut seedlings is a tall one, so it depends on what you want. But like I told you, what I encourage people to plant, it's not that it's the only one. It's Malaysian dwarf coconut seedlings. It starts fruiting by the 3rd year. It produces between 100 to 250 fruits. It requires irrigation to keep flourishing and management, just like I've mentioned. So if you want to join my coconut planting group, you are required to start with 10 coconut planting. It's when you buy 10 coconuts that we will now add you to the group. We have a WhatsApp, Telegram, but it's our WhatsApp that performed very well. We went to Telegram, but they did something. I don't know what happened with the Telegram, so we went back to WhatsApp. So we have a group, and 10 coconuts as of now when you are watching this video, because there's something, when people watch the video, maybe in the next 2 years, I'm still sharing the video, they will still be telling, but you said 40,000 now. As of today, the 10 coconut seedling is 40,000 naira. So when you pay that 40,000, when you choose to buy, we will send that 10, I will send that 10 coconut seedlings to you. I'm not going to plant it for you. I'm not doing investment. It means you want to plant it yourself. You either want to plant it in sack, or you have a farm, you want to plant it and test it out. But the minimum for you to join our coconut planting, where you can be able to ask other questions, is to buy 10 coconuts. 10 coconut. So, and it is today, as of today, it is 40,000. I don't know what the price will be tomorrow or wherever, or when you'll be getting in touch. So I have to be sincere with you. So what next after seedling payment? When you pay for the seedling, we add you to the WhatsApp group and all the other groups that we have. You meet some other farmers that are also planting coconut. I already told you my intention for this coconut. It's because I want us to plant together so that we can be able to collate and look at both domestic and export. But even if you plant and you choose not to collect with us, you are fine, as long as you are planting and you are taking care of the coconut. But I want to, that's my intention from the beginning, and I did not hide it from anyone. I will be sincere with you. So you meet some other farmers planting coconut. Everyone in that group is planting coconut. You can always share your concern in the group. Yes, you can share your concern, your challenges on coconut. In the group, you are not allowed to post anything outside coconut. Everything, talk or chat or anything. If you put in outside coconut 1 or 2 times, you get warning, and another time will throw you out of the group. You also pay for way billing. The 40,000 did not cover way billing. Way billing from Ibadan. I don't stay in Ibadan. My farm is in Agua. I stay in Agua Amodu. So if I'm sending things to you, my Ibadan is always my target. So you are not paying from my farm to Ibadan, but from Ibadan to every of your location, you are going to be paying for the way bill. Way bill, as you can buy as many coconut seedlings as you want. But like I said, I encourage people to start with 10. But if you think you can go up to 20, 30, or even 100, but you must have listened to all these things I explained in the class. There's still some other videos I will share with you when you get into our group, so that you understand better. You pay for way billing. We send your seedlings to your location, as in from Ibadan to your location. We try to send it. You pay for that to get to your location. We send your seedlings to your location through commercial drivers. I'm rounding up. Start your coconut planting. So this is what you need to do to start your coconut planting. Then you can reach us on WhatsApp. You can reach us on WhatsApp. Send payment details to WhatsApp number 08064 688 501. That's the WhatsApp numbers that attend to you. If you call, you might not get a response. But if you send message, you get a response. So thank you for the class. Now, before I answer question, I'm going to stop this class, and then I'm going to... Okay, let me go. So I'm going to go through all the questions. Thank you for joining the class. Now in the chat box, let me see your comment there. Let me see your comment there. I'm seeing some questions that I've attended to. Let me see your question. How was the class? Do you enjoy the class? Do you learn anything in the class? That's the first thing I want to see first. Then briefly, in 30 minutes, I will just select some questions. I think I've tried. This is 10:40. That's almost over 2 hours we started this class. So I'm going to go through the questions briefly. You can drop your question, but please, if you drop repetitive questions, I'm just going to pick questions anyway. I'm not going to attend to everything. Okay, so I'm not going to attend to everyone. So I'm already picking the questions so that, okay. So I'm even going to start from display your WhatsApp number. I've already shared my WhatsApp number. Does the 40,000 involve transport? No. 40,000 is just for the seedlings. Okay, thanks a lot, man. This was very valuable. You are welcome. So the 40,000 is just for the seedlings, and the 40,000 is for now. I don't know what will happen tomorrow or next year or whatever, or when you'll be getting across, because some people will tell you, but you said 40,000. You know, it may change with time, depending on okay, I've already displayed my WhatsApp number. Is there, okay, where do I have it? I said WhatsApp chat, please. If you call, where did I put the number again? Okay, this is it. 08064688501. That's the WhatsApp number. Okay, can we get recorded version? Definitely, I'm going to share the recorded version. You can share with your friend. Somebody say, how many times does a tree bear fruit in a year? What the calculation I gave you is how many fruits it bears in a year. I think that covers the question. I'm picking some question. 42K this is coconut class. This is not Farm for Profit Academy. You are mixing the two classes. You are mixing my classes. Farm for Profit Academy is different. This is the coconut planting class. This is not Farm for Profit Academy. Somebody is asking how many seedlings for one plot. Please go over the video. Chemical to use for pest control. We don't use chemicals. So I think I've attended to all the questions. So I will be going. So thank you, guys. I will be going off. Somebody said I want to invest. I don't do investment. Must it be hand clearing? You can use hose and cutlass. Is the price the same when you are buying large quantity? Yes, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Where do we pick the order in Ibadan? It's we have a counter that stay at New Garage. That's when you pay, we'll send it to Ibadan. 3 to 5 days after payment, we send it to Ibadan, and then you can pick it up from Ibadan. Okay, can we? Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. So, guys, if there's no question again, how do you use name to control? Come to my group, you come and learn. I told you, you see, I need ceilings in Lagos. Okay, no, you have not answered my question. Oh, how do you use name to control pace? When you get to my class, when you get to our group, you learn that. Honestly, you learn that. Okay, so guys, see you. I'll share the video so you can go over the video again. Thank you so much for the lesson, ma'am. You are highly welcome. Can I come to the farm for pickup if I stay in Ibadan? Sure, you can come. Outside name, can you give us list of the organic weed killers? When you get to the group, you get it. So, like I told you, every other thing you need when you get to in the coconut planting challenge group, believe me, you can ask people that are there. You have access to ask all the questions and every how is neem oil produced. Oh, you see, there's a lot to learn in this. So, guys, see you and have a blessed time. I'm stopping the class. I'm not responding to any questions again. I think I've done enough. I've done enough. Go over the videos again, and you are going to pick a lot of things. A lot, a lot, a lot. Most of the questions are becoming repetitive. Somebody is asking me what type of manure. I discuss about manure. So